have you join us on Focus on FCT, a program that highlights activities of the FCT administration, all geared towards making Abuja take its rightful place in Committee of Nations. I am Mariam George Jitubo. The program continues shortly.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are hereby alerted to the activities of scavengers, also known as Babambula, which security agencies have identified as a high-level security threat to not only the residents but also to our infrastructure as they perpetrate petty stealing and acts of vandalism on public utilities. More so, they are drug peddlers, serve as spies to terrorist elements, and are ready-made tools for the public disturbances during which they attack people with dangerous weapons. The Federal Capital Territory Administration therefore reiterates that the ban on scavengers aka Babambula operating within the Federal Capital City is still in force. These miscreants are advised to stay off the streets of the Federal Capital City for their own good, as defaulters will be apprehended and prosecuted, including parents of underage children involved in these practices. Relevant agencies are carrying out enforcement of this ban as stipulated. Be law-abiding always. Let's together build the FCT of our dreams. Management announcer.
How much do you know about the regulations guiding the operations of park and recreations in the FCT? This is the crux of discussion with the director of the department in the person of Iche Chinemelum Roland. The director also shed more light on the efforts put in place to ensure greening of the nation's capital. These and more after this time out. Do stay with the program. We now welcome the Director, FCT Department of Parks and Recreation, in the person of Town Planner Chinemelu Eche Roland. Welcome on board Focus on FCT, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let's kickstart on this note. What are those regulations guiding park operations in the FCT?
Thank you once again, and I will say that there are three basic regulations that are guiding park operation in FCT. The first one was signed in 2005 by the then President Olusegun Obasanjo. They call it FCT Park Regulation 2005. The regulation were able to spell out what you can do when you are inside the park and what you are permitted to do inside the park. It's a very serious regulation that was signed by the President. And there are a number of things listed in it that you can do in the park. And there are do's and don'ts within the park and what you can do in the park. But over the years, it has been a basic foundation to operation of park and recreation in FCT.
What are those regulations, and are parks in FCT complying with them?
Yeah, initially I told you there are three. I've talked on one, which is the regulation, the first one. The second one was 2009 Adjoining Properties Policy. And the other one is 2019 Gazetted FCT Park Policy. They are here. That's 2005. The Gazetted 2019, and then the guidelines. So those are what we do, the guiding principles in operation of park. Yes, there are a lot of compliance. One, in terms of, because the regulation is what is inside the book. And number one, in getting a park, the basic thing there is one, it must be endorsed by the Honorable Minister, which is what the law says. That before you have any part of the territory, the Minister of FCT must endorse it. So first, that's one compliance you do. You make sure that you have a verifiable ministerial approval for those who are operating park in FCT, or who we allow to operate park, or who will come, we do business with. That's number one. It's part of the policy, which must be basic, must comply with it. That's number one. Number two is that there is operating time. That's the major thing. Key ones I'm picking. Operating time, which is spelled out in the regulation. There are time for you to open a bank, and there are time for you to close it. And I tell you that those who operate within this period don't have problems. Sometimes you hear problems with those who operate beyond this specified period. And then we know because we have interaction with them regularly, spelling out all these things for back operators and all our people who are working under people. And then we find that many do comply. The majority have challenges again for those who do not comply. But within that regulation, we still have a window opportunity for those who want to operate beyond the you must write and obtain approval from the director of tax administration. For instance, if there is an occasion that warrant that you stay beyond the time, you write and inform us in case anything happens. Then we will ask you what are the measures you put in place in case there are emergency, and then you'll be able, when we are convinced, you say, okay, go ahead. If it's in the best interest of the city, the city dwellers. So that's a part of what we are compliance to some extent. But we are aware there are a lot of not everybody have compliance. It's a normal society. So some people do not. And then we wait for them. Like for instance, one of them, someone was shot. I'm about in the night in the operation, someone was shot. What did the authority? The FCT authority took seriously. One, they prosecuted the city. Number two, we removed the park. And the authority withdrew their concession papers. So it's a serious offense when you do things outside the law. And then there are so many people who do not have approval. Like I said, you must have verifiable ministerial approval. If you don't have it down, come, we remove you. We can't remove you. So and then this time around we are more we are organizing ourselves very well to make sure that people comply, because the FCT authority under the present minister is seriously transforming the city into first class. And now we can't afford to lag behind. We in the Party and Migration should assist in this effort by making sure that all these facilities, park facilities and all these activities also come up to that standard which was said in the master plan.
And now to the greening of the FCT. What is the department doing to actualize this objective?
Oh man, yeah, thank you for the question, because it's very important. That's one of our main functions, to green, not just to direct recreational direction of the city, but also to green the city, which is part of what the master plan says, and gave a generous chunk of 33% to open spaces, designated parks, and all the green area. And then the plan added both avenue planting, decoration, trees and plants and ornamental flowers. We every year engage in what we call tree planting campaign. We organize it as a media event. We invite media, we invite our principals like Honorable Minister, then all our guys come to encourage people to plant trees. We are also sensitize both schools, primary schools, secondary schools, especially the primary school, trying to catch the young, to inculcate in them to plant tree around themselves, around their schools, around their home. They go home and tell their parents to plant trees that they were told that tree is life. And we must endeavor to live with our environment. And tree is one of the vital elements of the environment. Not talking about what they teach them in school, especially the mitigation of global warming. What is the major implement and element to fight global warming? Is carbon sequestration, which is plant trees, which take oxygen, carbon monoxide and give us oxygen upon which we live on. And then the city, the master plan, made adequate provision for the tree planting within the territory. Apart from the one in designated park and all open spaces in suburbs like this Kwagwara State, we made provision for planting of trees along the urban fringe, what we call urban fringe. Although it has been tampered, but much of it is still available.
And still talking about tree planting, how many trees have been earmarked to be planted this year?
Yeah, ma'am, I must tell you that planting trees is the most important aspect of it and difficult aspect of it is to nurture the tree. To make sure that those trees you planted survive. And it takes a lot to survive the tree because during the dry season, especially this period of serious period of difficulty for us because we must water this thing one in the morning and evening. We must do that or we lose them. And that is not always nice when people pass around and see the trees drying up, shedding things. We always do make sure and water all these trees that are planted. So we check what do our facility, how many number can our facility support. Facility we have on ground, the tankers, the irrigation network we have here and there. On static sites, we have so many sites. We have Senator proposing the Eagle Square. We have other places of importance which we must make sure that the plant there cannot die. It's not allowed to die or show sign of constraint. We must do everything within our power to make sure that all these plants are in good condition and are being watered and taken care of. So this year, when my predecessors planted 3 districts, Zapi then, the extension and Wuye, and a total of 20,000 was achieved during that section. And last year, which under my watch, we also had thereabout something very close to 20,000 trees planted. And along the avenue, some areas in Zapi, we planted in part of the year and offset.
Now, what do you set out to achieve this year?
Wow. Two things. Number one is to apply technology in parts of park and park operation, in our record keeping and all the information we give out, that people can use technology to assess whatever we have here, parks that are available, parks that are safe for them to visit, parks that are operating within the different districts that we're doing business with them. And then through technology, we can assess them, we can assess what they do, we can come here and see that indeed they are in our records. And that's number one. So that even if you're doing business, you can be less assured that you're doing business something that is existing, not something there. Then the second thing is also to make sure that these green areas be protected to us. is being maintained, and also to give out, sensitize the public on the importance of embracing the nature, that we must have to embrace that, live with nature, respect the nature, respect the environment, and then be part of the global world, which some of them protocols that our guys have signed, because Nigeria have implemented us in terms of global warming, and making sure that what the master plan spelled out is being achieved, which is green city.
And your final words for FCT residents?
My word to FC president is that, one, we should not mistakenly cut down trees. Because if you want to cut trees, inform us. We will give you permission, but it will help us to keep a record of the number, the quantum of the trees we have, and help us to plan for replacement. So tree must be accorded importance within this. So I advise the city dwellers to always make sure that they, number one, plant trees, nurture the trees, and if anything by any means we want to cut down the trees, please inform us and take permission from us. And then the indigenous community, we always appeal to them whenever we have occasion, to their leaders, to help them that there's an alternative to charcoal, using charcoal, because that propelled them. The reason behind many of them will go and cutting down trees to get harvest charcoal, but there are alternatives to charcoal, and the government, I believe, is doing everything possible to channel them from using the primitive way of doing things to modern way of using renewable energy like gas and all that, or even electricity and so on and so forth. So please let everybody be careful. And we have sanctions for those who do not comply. Yes, we put through our policies we have spelled out various sanctions that can be met to any defaulting individual and resident, and we will not hesitate to apply those things.
It's indeed a pleasure having you join us on Focus on FCT.
Thank you, ma'am, for coming. It's very important to us to let out what we are doing.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Up next is a review of FCT activities for the past week.
Enhancing security infrastructure within the city center and the satellite towns, provision of insurance cover for FCT assets, among other critical contract approvals, got the nod of the administration. Briefing the media after the meeting, the heads of the FCTA relevant departments and agencies took turns to give insight into the memos and contracts that received government approvals at the meeting.
You will recall sometime September last year, the Honorable Minister directed that there is the need for taking security closer to the people by providing certain infrastructure, which includes new police divisional office in each of the area council. 2 were considered, as at that time 9 were concluded and approved. So today's memo presented the remaining 3, which make up 2 divisional headquarters in each of the 6 area council, totaling the sum of 3.648 billion. The facilities include the divisional headquarters and a 6-man staff quarters for the police operatives in Kuje Area Council, Gwagwalada Area Council, and Kwali Area Council.
I had a memorandum to represent into the ESCO, seeking the approval for the award of contract for the provision of insurance cover for the combined all-risk insurance policy for the FCTA movable and immovable asset for 12 months.
The Chief of Staff to the FCT Minister Chidi Amadi reiterated the administration resolve to provide more critical infrastructure for the benefits of all residents.
The Executive Committee have approved so many memorandums, part of which with me here is the approval of award of contracts for the construction of 33 kV power supply from Dawaki to Boari and solar street lights system of Arab Road and U-shaped road connecting to Arab Road in favor of Mrs. CGC Nigeria Limited.
The meeting is the 12th in the series by the present administration. The FCT Security Committee meeting chaired by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike aims to appraise the efforts of the security agencies in combating crime and criminality in the nation's capital. This is also with a view to improving the security architecture in the territory. Briefing newsmen after the meeting, the FCT Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, discloses that renewed vigor of effective policing through joint patrols through border communities is yielding positive results.
The military, the civil defense, and the police have been embarking on a lot of clearance, having noticed that these bandits are about to be moving towards the Federal Capital Territory. This clearance operation has been going on, and it has been very, very successful, and it has been contributing to the peace you have been noticing for the past 1 or 2 weeks.
He asked that profiling of operators of scrap metal dealers, otherwise known as Babambola, has commenced.
We finally decided that we are going to involve security operatives and other states bordering the Federal Capital Territory in joint meeting, joint collaboration, and joint operation, so that we can jointly have outlook on how to police our various states. At the end of the day, it has been concluded that the activities of the task force, comprising of all the sister agencies, will continue. The last time person asked about the profiling. Yes, we have started the profiling. It is undergoing process. The ministry are taking their own time to do a lot of their questioning, giving them forms which they are filling. The last side is that of the security, and then we are starting with them any moment from now today.
He assures that the city is safe and residents should go about their normal lawful businesses.
This is where we call it a day on the program this week. You can join us next week, same time, same station. From the entire crew and I, it's bye for now.